and President Bola Tinubu has ordered a major security crackdown after a brutal terrorist attack in Niger state. Now, the president has directed the Minister of Defense, the service chiefs, and heads of police in the state security to track down and apprehend the perpetrators of an assault on the Kasuwan Daji market that left at least 42 people dead and a lot more abducted. The attack, which happened on Saturday, saw bandits storm the market, shoot indiscriminately, loot shops, and set the area on fire. Now, security agencies have been mandated to rescue the victims swiftly, and the Northern States Governors Forum has also condemned the attack, describing it as a cruel assault on innocent citizens and a grave threat to regional peace. Arise News analyst, Mr. Dayo Sobowale, joins us now for a conversation about Saturday's bandit attack on a market in Niger state and the need for security agencies to curtail terrorists' reign in large, ungoverned parts of the state. Welcome to the show, Mr. Sobowale.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure.
Yes, absolutely. So, another part of this was the fact that the president reacted pretty quickly after. He put out this statement saying that, he was going to send out the minister of defense, troops, IG of police, like I mentioned, but it almost feels like we're in a cycle where something horrible will happen, the president will release a statement, maybe the abducted people will be returned, but how do we break this cycle? Because this keeps happening and it doesn't seem to be getting any better.
Well, how do I put it? It's the absence of government and governance in vast spaces inside Nigeria's territorial area. I won't call it a failure of government because we still have law and order. But then, it's not a hopeless situation. Somebody once said that we should not outsource governance. Well, even if we have outsourced it, willingly or unwillingly, somebody saved us recently in terms of security. That's Donald Trump. He went to Venezuela overnight, some 2 days ago, and that is still ongoing. The statement that the president has issued, if you look into our media space, do some research, it's a very familiar statement. I'm sure Bayo Ononuga himself will be very bored with the rate and constancy of the press releases is given out. It is becoming monotonous, but we know that the situation has not improved. There are vast areas of absence of government and governance. I've always defined government here, and somebody was trying to mock me over it. I've always defined government as the ability of the state to use violence to maintain its rule legitimately. It's not a matter of human rights, whatever. See, Donald Trump went to Venezuela, seized the president and the wife, and they are going to court today. He did not wait for approval from legislature. The debate will come on, but you see, you do not, how do you put it, do security in the stadium or at a tea party or a Christmas party. You do it secretly, swiftly, effectively. That's what we need there. And we should borrow a leaf. See, look, go and look at the press releases from the federal government, from the state government, the commiserations galore. People are getting bored with it. What somebody said, can be misinterpreted. I think the chairman of the Chamber of Commerce, Bauchi, he said criticism should not be taken as sabotage, and asking for accountability should not be taken as hatred. That is the situation we are getting into now. But lives and properties are being lost, and government is being challenged successfully by terrorists and bandits. That is not a sign of government being controlled. Let's leave it at that.
Mr. Sobowale, you've touched on so many elements, and I did not mock you when we were talking about your definition of government. Right. But Mr. Sobowale, when you see the posture of this administration, you've always talked about the lack of political will, that you don't necessarily see that. Has that changed? Because if we look at the outcomes, as opposed to whatever intentions this administration might have in dealing with security, they're failing, and that's the only way to say it. So has the political will and posture changed in your eyes?
Let me make a correction.
Okay.
What I've said.
All right.
I'm not disputing it. But you see, when I mention political will, it is with regard to the armed forces.
Okay.
Facing the people on the battlefield. You get me? The stomach, the cohesion, the trust is not total in facing the Nigerian state. That is what I want. So we must separate that from governance. You get me? Which the buck stops on the president's table now. But the country is so vast, and an outsider has come in to help us knock out some bandits. It's a one-off now. But the problems have always been there. People have always been killed in Benue, Plateau. People have always been killed in Niger State, our fruit basket. And all we have is commiserations. We have had enough of commiserations from the Ogun State government, from the northern governors and all this. No, Nigeria is not a mourning ground. It's not a funeral parlor. Let government do its duty and knock out these bandits. Or, if Trump can come back, I do not mind, let him help us knock them out. That's all we need. You see, we need realistic action to defeat our enemies. That's the meaning of government. Let's leave it at that.
Well said, Mr. Dayo. We'd like to thank you for your insightful analysis and your call to the government, and we hope that this will not fall on deaf ears. Thank you so much for your time here on Newsday.